What's going on, everybody? Welcome here to another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to break down some more coaching staff additions and talk about the latest news surrounding the New York Football Giants, folks. Before I dive any further into that, make sure to go check us out on all of our social media platforms on Big Blue Avenue at Instagram, Twitter, and our YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate all the support from all our loyal fans and everybody who has subscribed to the channel over the past week or so now. Really do appreciate all the love we've got from everybody, and we're going to continue to do these videos throughout the course of the off season for you guys. Couple things we're going to discuss today. It was rumored by a lot of people last night, but the news officially broke today. The Giants have hired a new assistant defensive line coach in Bryan Cox. Now, Brian Dable made the official announcement today, and this is the first of two new assistant coaches on this football team on the defensive side of the ball. And now a little background on Bryan Cox, for those of you who don't know him. He is a former Super Bowl winner and three-time Pro Bowler, a player who previously coached with 5 other teams. He is now the New York Giants' new assistant defensive line coach. He will be working in lockstep with Andre Patterson. Cox will actually, his birthday is tomorrow. A little fun fact about him, he'll be 54 tomorrow. He worked in the NFL as a defensive line coach for the Atlanta Falcons from 2014 to 2016. He was there under Dan Quinn. And last season, coaching in the NFL for him was 2016. That was the year that the Atlanta Falcons lost in the Super Bowl to Tom Brady, the infamous 28-3 comeback. New England Patriots stormed to beat the Atlanta Falcons. He has not coached in the NFL since then. He began his coaching career with the Jets as a defensive line coach under Eric Mangini from 2006 to 2008. So he does have a veteran presence. And back then, the Jets had a pretty solid defense. Now, when Mangini was named the Browns coach in 2009, Cox went with him. Mangini really liked him, took a strong liking towards Cox. And in 2011, Cox went on to become the Dolphins pass rushing coach. And then the following year, he began a 2-year stint once again as a defensive line coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he did play in the NFL for a little bit. Again, 5th-round pick by the Miami Dolphins in 1991, made the Pro Bowl in 92, 94, and 95. Then he played for the Bears for 2 years, followed by the Jets for 3, Patriots in 2001. That's where he won a Super Bowl, and then the Saints in 2002. So he had a pretty long career for a defensive lineman. That's a pretty solid career. And Bryan Cox, it's going to be interesting to see what he brings to the table. Atlanta did not have the best defense while he was there. Bryan Cox working under a defensive-minded head coach in Dan Quinn. Hopefully his chemistry with Andre Patterson and Wink Martindale will be much stronger with the New York Giants. It is a little concerning that he has been out of coaching of the NFL for almost 6 years now, but I do think there is a pedigree of tools there for Cox that will definitely benefit this football team. He's been around the block a few times, so it's great to see him get back into the game with this football team who has wiped their coaching staff slate clean. So I think this could be a nice fresh start for Cox, who is still relatively young. Moving on, Dable also announced that the Giants have added Kevin Wilkins as a defensive assistant. No relation to Drew, I believe. Drew Wilkins was hired as the outside linebackers coach last week. Kevin Wilkins also coming over, like Drew, from the Baltimore Ravens. He worked last season in the same position for Baltimore under Wink Martindale. Interesting resume for him. He joined the Ravens coaching staff in 2015 as a video intern, and then he was the video ops coordinator from 2017 to 2020. He began doing special projects for the Ravens defensive coaching staff, which ultimately led him to a position in 2019, and then 2021, he was a defensive assistant for them for a year. And building on Kevin Wilkins and the Giants defense, Wink Martindale had his first official interview with, I believe, I forget who it was. It might have been John Schmelk, but anyway, Wink was sitting down this week and quoted, "I'm not built to play it safe." He mentioned, we like to attack and pressure. And what applying pressure does is it breaks pipes on these offenses as well. I just don't want to sit back and say, let's see what you've got. I want the offense to sit back and see what we have as in the defense. And that is an aggressive style of play. So he's looking forward to attacking protections against opposing offenses. And he did leave a message for the fans, folks. He said, I think that you're going to be excited coming to the game to watch the defense as well as the offense. It's going to be an attacking style, old school Giants football that you've seen in the past. I look forward to every day being out there with them and being with the fans on Sunday because this is a great organization with great fans, and I already know it. So powerful, strong words there from Link Martindale. The old school phrase I love. I mean, we talked about the NASCAR package the Giants used to use with Tuck, Strahan, OC, and Kiwi. It'll be interesting if the Giants continue to use that, and JPP as well. But other news, moving towards the offensive side of the ball, Nate Solder and his contract. His contract automatically voided today, meaning that he will become a free agent and the Giants will eat $4 million in dead money in 2022. This was part of his pay cut that he took last year. The Giants would be able to void this contract, which I guess good job, Dave Gettleman, for putting that together. Nate Solder was signed in 2018 to a 4-year, $62 million deal, which made him the highest paid offensive lineman in the entire National Football League, and he did not live up to even half of that contract. However, the other tackle, Andrew Thomas, clocked in at number 80 on Pro Football Focus's top 100 player list. Andrew Thomas recently underwent surgery in late January on his left ankle, same ankle he was having issues with last season, so it'll be interesting to see how the Giants' offensive line pans out in the offseason. I know I had people asking me in the comments section on one of my last videos who's going to play next to Andrew Thomas at left guard next season. We'll have to put a video out on that in the future. I really can't answer that right now because I don't know who they're going to go after in free agency, if they're going to go with Shane Lemieux, who's been the left guard for the past season and 2 games because, again, he had an injury, partially torn patellar tendon very early last season. But the bottom line is, looking into free agency, Joe Shane wants to clear $40 million in cap space. It's going to take more than simple restructures to create cap space. Guys are going to get cut. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with the New York Giants moving forward. But thank goodness this Nate Solder contract is off the books finally. Well, not officially off the books, but he won't be a Giant in 2022, most likely. So, folks, we talked about Bryan Cox, new assistant defensive line coach, Kevin Wilkins, a new defensive assistant coming over from Baltimore, Wink Martindale, message to the fans, and Nate Solder's contract. So those are today's topics. If you like what you watch, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You can see it scrolling across below on our ticker, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We love all our fans, appreciate all the support you guys and gals have been giving us over the past few weeks, and we'll continue to put out content like this moving forward. As always, guys, appreciate you all. Have a great day. And without further ado, let's go Big Blue.